Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. It's give or take 7:30 on Saturday morning. Why does that matter? Well, it doesn't other than this part of the story. I have no idea when I'll get this posted. I hope this evening, maybe sooner. We'll see. But at 4:11 a.m. I rolled out of bed because that's what I do. Normally I get up at 4:30. When there's a full moon like this, sleep doesn't come that great. So, hey, I've trudged my happy ass into the office and started working on 2024 taxes. The bane of my existence, because I have this terrible habit of waiting until the last minute. Well, no. I like the habit of waiting until the last minute to file and pay. I'm okay with that. It's when I do something stupid like not do any accounting until like 2 weeks prior for an entire year. That's not brilliant. So I need to spend some time making QuickBooks read the data that it's receiving a whole lot better than it is. That's my goal in 2025. And since we're already, 3.5 months into it, we'll see how that goes. But frickin' taxes are done and paid for another year. That's cool. Now we can move on to some more fun stuff. It's spring. That means soccer has kicked off. Started off with just Lily. The team is small enough that the coach actually wants Katie. He had her come to a couple practices, and she's going to be playing too. So she's a little on the small side to be on this team, but she's a tough little nugget. She'll do just fine. So for the next five or 6 weeks, we've got Saturday games. Most of them are at 10 a.m. Oh my God, talk about blowing a hole in the middle of the day. At least when it's 8 a.m. Gets done around 10, and then I can jump up the hill and do some firewood cutting. But whatever, we'll play it by ear. I do have some time coming. Not next week. Week after. I think I took Monday and Tuesday off. I will be heading up there to do some cutting and hopefully some falling with some of these saws. God, got so many ideas in mind and so little time to actually do it. I still want to do the McCulloch Day with the 125 and the ProMac 1010 that were Susan's dad's, and then I figured, what I can do is figure out where I put the PowerMac 6. Take that up there too. So it really will be a McCulloch Day, which is just almost blasphemy for me, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All those saws are really great, and if I take that 125 up, we will fall one of the big firs. Just hands down, it will happen. And I've got one in mind. It's been dead for about 2 years. We gotta get it down. And it's leaning. I'm going to fall it uphill, I think. I think I've talked myself into it where I think I'll have time. If I go any direction but uphill with it, I'm going to have to cut a bunch of other stuff. It's going to do damage on the way down. And it's like, dude, why be stupid? Just take the time and wedge it uphill. And if I think I can't wedge it, I will throw a winch line from the truck in the tree and pull it over. Just stop being stupid. Don't take a shortcut on this one. Anyway, got that going on. Still working through saws around here that I picked up from Jim's place. Got a ProMac 55 on the bench here. And again, I don't know my models. Or, the models, the years, all of that on McCulloch nearly as well as I do Homelight. But this appears to be a really late model version of the ProMac 55. It's either that or somebody has traded some parts out, but I just don't think so. I don't think so. So that'll be on a separate video. We'll get it going. It's got good spark. Has good compression. We can make it run. We can totally make it run. What else do we have cooking? I'm trying to resolve this issue right now. And that maybe makes it sound worse than it is, but it does kind of suck. Had a customer buy a Super Easy automatic. It was one of the red and white ones. nearly 2 years ago, and I guess it stayed in the box all this time, and he had some health issues he was going through. Well, the good news is he's on the other side of those health issues. He's like, hey, I want to use this damn saw. So he unpacks it, got an email, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was. Hey, can't get this thing to start, and the recoil's making some noise. Okay, well, the recoil, I just sent a little video of, hey, lube this, lube that. Who knows? Who knows what could have, maybe I don't know. Whatever I lubricated it with must have evaporated. Maybe I just used WD-40, which wouldn't have been the best thing. But anyhow, he got that all taken care of, and he's like, it just won't fire. I can prime it, and it'll just, and he says, I see a crack in the intake manifold. And I scroll down to the picture, and I'm like, oh, for the love of God, this is not good. Because it's not the intake manifold that he's looking at, it's actually the full...
Breakfast is ready.
Okay, I'll be in a minute. It's the crankcase. And I'm like, oh, damn it. Because 2 years out, there's no way in the world that I can possibly go back on UPS. They would laugh me right out of the store. So that sucks. We're still working out the details on that, as whether he wants to try and tackle that repair, or my personal preference is just put that saw back in the box and send it back here. Normally there's no 2-year warranty, on any saw that I sell, but this is one of those situations where, just as kind of as a human, as a consumer myself, it's like, God, this shouldn't have happened. So we'll see how it all works out. We may have, if I get that saw back here, I'll do a video of the teardown on that and show you guys what happened. Those crankcases, so where the throttle handle secures to the crankcase, you've only got those 2 bolts. One is on the inside of the airbox, and one's on the outside. And on the crankcase itself, you've got the recess that the intake manifold itself slips back into. Well, cracking this ear out here almost certainly cracked down to where it's creating an air leak down below. And even if it didn't, your throttle handle is now only secured up top by 1 screw, and it's going to sit there and flex, and yeah, not good. So even if you buy a saw, this is just a simple request, even if you don't plan to use it anytime soon, if you buy a saw from me, please unpack it enough to just make sure that there was no damage done in shipping. Because I actually put the extra, usually I'm absorbing that cost. I don't usually charge enough for shipping on these saws, even though it looks high, and it is. It's even higher by the time you put insurance in there, but I do pay for that for these very types of instances. So anyhow, there you go. Very brief early Saturday update. Hope you guys all have a good weekend. I'm going to go scarf some breakfast and coffee, head out to the soccer field, and then maybe later on today we'll dig into a ProMac 55, because why not? Catch you guys in the next one.